Hey, Mira. Well, folks, we are live, and I am waiting for Larry to call in. I'm sorry I forgot to post the notice ahead of time, so we'll see how many people join us and how quickly. Larry should be calling in any minute now, and I have my notice from YouTube that we are. Oops, I turned my volume off there. Okay, I want to be able to see the chat room. Larry should be calling in. Larry should call in any minute. So I've got my phone set so that we can hear him when he does dial in. So I have on the line with me a member of our team from Florida who is doing a lot with people she knows. And I'm very thankful for her participation and what she's doing. And she's got lots of ideas, and I'm really thrilled to have her on the team. So we are waiting for Larry to join us. I may have to. Well, it's just 3 o'clock right now in Eastern time. So he should be here any minute, any second. He may be having a hard time dialing in. We'll see. But yeah, we're going to try something different today. I'll let Larry come on and talk a little bit. I don't know if any of you saw what's going on in Congress today with the Intelligence Committee. Oh my goodness. The Republicans are calling for Schiff's resignation off the leadership of that committee. Hi, is that Larry?
Hello, it's me.
Okay, go ahead. You got the floor. We're on. We're live. We've got 7.
We're on live.
Yeah,
okay.
We've got
Hello,
8.
Everyone.
We've got 8 people with us right now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. There is today is March the 28th, I believe, Thursday, and there's quite a bit going on, as most of you know by now, in Washington, D.C. The Republicans on the Intelligence Committee of the House, they're trying to force Adam Schiff, to step down as chairman of the committee. Schiff doesn't want to step down. He firmly has his feet planted, and he intends to stay there. Let me tell everybody, there's not really much that can be done to force him out if he does not, if he's not willing to quit the post. So don't look for much help there. You know, guys, we're coming up on that time where it's going to be battle royal. I mean, this is just going to be a battle at every turn, a battle at every front. And we've got to get in there. Got to do our part. I'm not going to beat you over the head with that today. You know it's got to be done. Several things are going on that are not out in the media and probably won't be for a while. But there are 2 criminal referrals coming. One for, as I've told you, a low-level person in the Clinton Foundation. The other is a low-level individual, but a player, both of them are players, but a low-level player in Uranium One. I want to explain why we're doing it that way, or why it's being done that way. As of this moment, we still don't know for sure whether William Barr is a supporter of the letter of law, or if he's just another deep state person. We don't know. And before we get out and they give up too much, and I'm talking about the people that are doing the investigations and issuing the criminal referrals, before they get out too far, they need to see what law is, which side he's on. And so they're going to hold out until Barr. That's what he's going to do on the jury, because that will be a big indicator of where he's at, which side he's on.
And what do you
I'm
mean,
on the record.
Larry? What do you mean by what he's going to do with Barr? What with Mueller? What are his options?
Well, the question, Mary Ellen, is will he follow the letter of the law exactly? Exactly. Meaning, and let me give an example. Anything that is grand jury testimony cannot be released to the public. It just can't. That's against the law. Anything that reveals sources can't be revealed. And anything that is presidential executive privilege, unless the president okays for it to be released, it can't be released. It has to be redacted. Now, if he is following the letter of law, he will, in those cases, he will redact those parts of it. In spite of the pressure that will be put on him by the Democrats to show it all. They'll, if everything else in the Mueller report, clears basically Trump and all of his people. If everything in Mueller's report clears them, but they have to redact, the grand jury, the privilege, etc. information, and the Democrats are going to jump on that and say that's where it's at. You must release that because that's where they're hiding the proof that Trump did collude or whatever. Now, if he releases that stuff, supposedly in the case of buckling down to the media and the Democrats or whatever excuse would be, if he releases that stuff, guys, then he's not a good guy. As I was going to say, I have made my position known that if law doesn't follow the letter of the law to favor, let's say, Trump, I'll be just as bad on him going after him as if he did something with the Mueller report to help the Democrats or the Republicans either one. We don't gain anything if Barr uses the Attorney General's office to better Republicans. The Attorney General must follow the letter of the law. If he doesn't, no matter which way he goes, if he helps the Republicans or helps the Democrats, whichever way he goes, if he violates the letter of the law, we're in a mess. Now, by the way, today is a unique program. So, folks, I want you to take down the number Larry Allen's going to give you. And we are actually doing this program through a conference call, I guess, sort of thing. So she's going to give you the number that you can call in to be on the line with us and actually ask us questions yourself.
Okay, so when
You don't have to do any of that. You can literally call in and be on with us.
now we will, when people start joining us, you will hear ding, ding, ding. So that's just to let you know that's somebody else who's joining the call. So if you want to join us, and I know we've got poor audio today, hopefully after next week, we'll have something Larry will sound a little better. If you want to join us, the number it's listed under the video here, but it's 712-451-0725. I'll say that again. 712-451-0725. And then the access code is 492215#. You will not be on air if you don't say anything, but you can certainly be with us and hear Larry. If you'd like to ask a question, then of course it'll be on the recording. So you're welcome to dial in right now. I'm going to type it into the chat so you can see it as well.
And this would be great because this will give us a chance chance, you and I, all of you, to communicate instead of doing the little typing thing. I want to know what you're feeling, what you're thinking. That's very important to me. Very important. So please, call in. Call into the number.
And if you don't want to give your name, you don't have to. We have one person on the line with us that I told about this, and she's been here from the beginning, Larry. So if you want to go ahead and ask a question, I won't give your name, but you're welcome to do that right now.
I don't have a question, but I have comments. I have 3 books, all written by Larry Nichols. The Genie's Out of the Bottle, Under Attack, and 28 Days to Nowhere. And everything Larry has said so far has driven me to action. And that's what I'd like to share with everybody, that I've heard everything, and we're working very, very hard in Florida to get everybody that we can involved to get this thing moving forward. So I don't want to take up too much time, but I've literally felt your heartbeat. That's all I can say. I've literally felt and heard everything you've said. And I'm just grateful, and it's, you know, we can't wait anymore. It's way beyond time to move forward.
Yeah, well, let me ask you something, Colin. Since you've read the books, and they're from different time periods in my life, have I changed what I was saying in all of that time?
Well, I haven't finished The Genie's Out of the Bottle because I just received it yesterday and I couldn't put it on. But no, you haven't, because I have listened to you for years, and then you disappeared. But when you came back, you know, not that you disappeared, I just couldn't find you. And, you know, in the last 2 or 3 years, it's been the same message. We have to move on everything we know. And right now, there's no reason for us not to mobilize. We are an army of one. We're all responsible. So we have to take action, because our very future is at stake.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for paying attention, and thank you for getting involved. We need more like you.
Thank you. God bless you. I'm just in awe and grateful. I am speechless and grateful for everything you've done. And
thank you, man. All right, folks, you can call in, make a comment, ask a question. It would actually help me conserve my voice before it goes completely down again. And that's one thing I don't think maybe y'all realize. It's hard for me to even do these programs. It is. And I believe we need to do them. I believe the shows must go on. I think we must every day stay the course. You know, I'm not much for admiring people. I'm really not, especially politicians. I've got the lowest opinion of politicians. They're cut or two below budge to me. But I must tell you, I am impressed with President Trump. I'm impressed with his fidelity to his commitments when he ran, what he said he would do, and how he's tried to live up to it. I'm in awe of how tough a guy he is. To literally have taken and take every day what he does from the media and from the Democrats and rhino Republicans. And that's tough. He's got to be the strongest person I've seen in a long time to stay the course and do what he's doing. But he needs us to help him. He needs us to help him. A victory in 2020 is going to be tough for President Trump, because contrary to Democrats are saying. I assure you, during the 2020 campaign season, when the campaigns get underway, he will be under impeachment. He will. Nothing changes. They've got to get him out. And what I think is maybe troubling to y'all is that even after the bar summary, now, let me tell you, the bar summary is not perfect. It's not. I mean, the wording he chose to use is not all everything that I'd like to see. It's not. But the fact that he says there will be no further indictments, that means they didn't find anything. Now, what the Democrats are going to hit on, they're going to say, well, he's not saying he didn't find anything. He's saying he didn't find enough that they could prove beyond the shadow of a doubt in court of law. You got it? They're going to claim he found plenty. That's why they want this report. They're going to pick up things. If I know Robert Mueller, when that report is released, he has given the Democrats stuff they'll be able to use against Trump. And they're going to claim that he did not free President Trump from these allegations. He simply is saying he didn't have enough to prove beyond any shadow of any doubt. Now, technically, folks, if you can't prove beyond any shadow of doubt that a person's guilty, I hate to say it, guys, but then you're innocent. You're innocent. Yes, there are cases where people have done stuff and it looks bad, but there's still a difference. It may look bad. You may think somebody should be put in jail for it or prosecuted for it. But if the evidence is not sufficient for a jury to prove beyond any shadow of doubt, then under our law, the person is innocent. They're not going to play it that way. They're going to be on Trump saying he's guilty. He's guilty. He's guilty. That's what they're saying now. That Swalwell character, the Congressman Swalwell. I heard him myself when he was asked on Fox by one of the women commentators or whatever. When he was asked, do you think President Trump committed treason? He said, yes. Treason. Oh my word, treason. That's high. That's one of the highest. That is probably next to murder, the highest crime you can commit in this nation. And to say someone committed treason, and especially when that someone is the President of the United States. I saw a cut where after the Mueller thing came out, I saw a cut where that, what's her name on MSNBC at night, Rachel Maddow. I saw her say that Trump had committed treason. And that she and that Swalwell both were saying that Trump was being controlled by the Russians, still controlled by the Russians. Now, I don't see how anybody in their right mind could position Trump being controlled by the Russians. For example, just with what he's doing in Venezuela. He has flat out told Russia to get out. He didn't stutter. He didn't make a big speech. He said they must get out. Now, folks, I'm telling information. If he were a puppet of Russia, he wouldn't have any of that attitude. He wouldn't have sanctions on Russia that he has placed on. But don't mean a thing, you see. Don't mean a thing. They don't care. It's their storyline. That's what they're going to say. The new battle is healthcare. The Republicans believe, President Trump believes, it's time to address healthcare. Get rid of Obamacare and put in another system. That's going to be tough. Now, you know, there was a time when the Republicans had both houses of Congress. They should have done something then, but they didn't. Now it's going to be tough.
How could they with Ryan, Larry?
Huh?
How could they do something with Speaker Ryan?
That's right. Exactly. So, Trump's already been betrayed by the Republicans. I found that he had little support in this new effort to fix Obamacare. My vote is to go to the insurance companies. Go to them. Go to the private sector and say, guys, y'all get together and y'all come up with a plan that reduces the monthly premiums significantly, reduces the deductible. President Trump yesterday is the only person I've ever heard other than me that said, what good is Obamacare when there's three basic deductible levels depending on the plan you get. One's $5,000, the other's $7,000, the third is $10,000. So what that means is you got to spend $5,000, $7,000, or $10,000 of your own money before you even get Obamacare, and that's after you're paying exorbitant fees for it. It makes no sense. So I would go to the insurance company and I say, guys, fix it. Give me what you think would be a way in the free market to fix it. At least get some ideas from people that have been in the industry. Dear God, we don't need politicians in the House and the Senate trying to come up with a plan about an industry they know absolutely nothing of. You have seen that already in Obamacare.
Hey, Larry, forgive me for interrupting, but we're having a little bit of trouble with some buffering by YouTube, probably because of what we're talking about. They don't like it. So I want to say again, if you get on the conference call with us, you can ask Larry directly anything you'd like. I'm watching some interesting comments about McCain and Weissman and Mueller knowing it was a hoax from the beginning and so on. So if you want to join us, then the number, I typed in the number in the chat. It's also under the video, but here it is again. It's 712-451-0725. The access code is 492-215#. Go ahead and jump on and join us, and you can ask Larry any question you want directly.
Yes.
And the sound will be better. You'll hear him. You'll hear him more clearly.
I'm sorry.
I said if they're on the call with us, they'll hear more clearly.
I've got supporters, Sandy. If you're out there, call in. I value his comments.
Yeah.
Peter,
I don't know.
Good friend yesterday, Peter. Call in. This is your poll. This is for you. This is for all of you.
Okay, here we got something. The FBI changed its story and said it started with Papadopoulos. So they arrested him to save the reputation of the FBI, then sent people into Trump's campaign to set him up like the Trump Tower meeting.
Well, guys, I'm going to tell you. If you don't think, hold on 1 second, stop for a second there, and I'm going to take this call.
Okay, sorry about that, folks. Now'd be a good time to jump on if you want to join the call. 712-451-0725, access 492-215. We know with the dossier that the FBI paid $3 million, and Hillary and the Democratic Party paid the other $9 million for it. But I mean, it's just shocking. Where did the FBI get the $3 million? That's our tax dollars. They used our taxes to pay for this dossier to frame our president. That's just okay. Well, it's just we were going to say something about this person saying Papadopoulos first put the story out, and so the FBI arrested him.
Let me set the straight on something. There are a few people, Mary Ellen is the best example because she's been with me the longest. Folks, if it wasn't rigged and set up before people think it was, before they're acknowledging that it was done. Let me ask a tough question. How did I know they were going to do it? How did I know and was saying it before they ever even started this investigation? How did I know?
Larry, you said this was going to happen before he even got the nomination.
Right.
2 weeks. 2 weeks before the nomination, right after July 4th, you started talking about it.
You know, folks, this coup has been in the works long before what is coming out today in the timetable they're giving out. You know, Sean Hannity takes great pride, and I am proud of him. He takes great pride in, you know, constantly listing the chronology of events and how they've come to pass. But even he doesn't realize when the coup actually started. One piece of evidence I have that will be very much in play soon is I have a tape sent to me. A tape. And on this tape was Comey, the Rebel Inch, various other people, and they were talking about after Comey had originally came out, and he came out originally and said they were investigating the Clintons, etc. And that caused a big stink. Well, right after that, they had a meeting. And the area of the pay was all bent out of shape, thinking he had lost the campaign for. So they wanted him to fix it. So they were working out how they were going to fix it. And to give you a time reference, this was right after the first announcement by Comey during the campaign that there was an investigation supposedly about Hillary and the emails. And before Comey came out with his second press conference when he absolved her of any wrongdoing. That's how far back this tape goes. Another thing that has not been brought out yet, not yet, other than me, we know the Clinton Foundation paid for part of the dossier, the fake dossier. We know the Clinton campaign paid for part. I mean, the DNC paid for part of it. The Clinton campaign paid for part of it. But what has not been made public yet, and it will, because it's significant, the FBI paid for part of that dossier. The FBI. Comey and them put $3 million into developing that fake dossier. not over. It's not over until we end it. We're the ones that got to end it. I heard somebody come on the line. You got a question?
They dropped right back off because they had a little feedback.
All right.
Now, are we gonna stop? Are we gonna stop it with our phone calls? What
Yeah, we got to stop it with our current calls.
what kind of things are we gonna do to stop it?
Sandy's here.
Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Sandy. Welcome.
Hey, brother. I'm sorry. Yeah, look. Yeah, okay, I'm here. What do we need to talk about, sir?
Well, Sandy, I just want you to tell the audience what you feel about what we're trying to do. Sandy has been a solid supporter, a good friend, like many of you.
Boy, I'll tell you what, we're in trouble. Now the Dems are just basically denying this whole hoax of a dossier and everything else. And I get the big picture, folks. Here's my concept. The Lord, and I don't mean to get preachy here. I'm like Larry. But the Lord is lifting his hand of grace and mercy on our country because we're just not doing anything. And the clocks went down, and you know, with Trump's election, we got a reprieve, and I was so grateful for that. But I'll tell you what, come on, people, if we don't arm ourselves, tell our children and grandchildren about what they have to face, we are setting them up for failure. And us as well. And Larry is not, Larry has done everything he can so far with every breath in his life to portray the absolute truth, and it lines up with the prophecy in the Bible. So that's why I support Larry, and that's why I see this. I get the big picture, just like Larry, but he's on the inside. He knows what's going on. He knows the plan. And Larry, I've got a confession to make. Larry, can I share this with you?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, last night, Sherry came in for dinner, and I was talking to you. And
Sherry is Sandy's wife, by the way, folks. Sherry is Sandy's wife.
yeah, you bet. Yeah, and we sat down and started eating, and I had to share Larry's phone call with her. This is what I have been up against. And Larry, please forgive me, but I had to share it with you. So I put it up with her because I put it on speakerphone. And she got to hear what Larry had to say. And she just gave thumbs up and nodded in approval. And I've been kind of on the outside here in the house because I supported Larry. I'm not crazy. I'm not a nutcase. And she, you know, as the spiritual leader of the household by George, Larry is speaking the truth. If we may have a little time, but it's getting shorter, folks. So we've got to get in action. And, you know, my sentiments are all this, and I shared it with Larry that, you know, it's almost too late, folks. What is it going to take to wake you up? Somebody knocking on your door to confiscate your firearms? What are you telling your children and your grandchildren of what they have to inherit with the trillions and trillions of dollar debt? And we're sitting in here like, oh, well, let's go on, and we've got enough to take care of as it is. We don't have, I'll tell you what, either leave a legacy or just keep their mouth shut. I am so sick and tired of this, and I'm with Larry 100%, Larry and Ellen, and I support them in any way I can. Sometimes it's just
words, but, you know, otherwise. But I see what's going on, and I agree with Larry. People are too complacent. That we don't see the urgency of the matters at hand, and it's right in our faces. What is it going to take, people?
I think
one of the things, Sandy, one of the things we talked about last night was the incremental way the Democrats and the progressives are changing our country. You know, guys, if the progressives, if the socialist group came out today and said, okay, folks, we want to totally throw away the Constitution. We want to do away with the United States Constitution. Oh, yeah. We want to tear it up and throw it away. People would rise up, and they know it. They know it. People would stand up. So they don't do that. What they do is a little bit at a time.
That's right.
Well, they come after the Second Amendment. You know, they don't compliment, but they can't get rid of the Second Amendment in total. So what are they doing? They're coming at us by saying, well, this kind of gun, this kind of magazine, this kind of clip. So what they're really doing, folks, is they're just keeping on and keeping on. And the trick for them here is their secret that they know. And I'm going to tell y'all, this is the Democrat or the socialist secret. If they can ever do away with just one of our amendments, just one, they can do away with one amendment, they will have done away with all of them.
That's true, Gary, and may I say, that's the way Satan works. He chisels it away. He's had 2,000 years to take God's work down, and it's happening here now, and so what are we going to do? Are we going to sit here and let it happen? And I must say this, Larry, please understand this. I've got a lot more faith in the American people. Because when push comes to shove, yeah, you know, we'll get out there and fight and do what we can. But it's just getting past this whole thing, thou shalt not kill. That's not the case. Thou shalt not murder. But if somebody's knocking on my door, threatening my household, you can darn bet I'm going to be right there. And my wife is too.
okay, we have something that I need you to address, Larry, in the chat. All of them involved need to be brought to justice. It's a shame I don't trust any of them now. Enough is enough.
And we're going to get the run around, and Larry, you and I both agree on this. It's just going to be more time to fill us with false news. If people cannot see what the Democrats are doing now, this was never a hoax. You know, with the Mueller investigation, it is just absurd. It's just starting, folks.
Let's let Larry answer this issue of, you know, the whole issue of brought to justice. We talk about it a lot, but people really are frustrated.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So go ahead.
You're frustrated. This is why the criminal referrals are being done the way they are. What I was trying to explain a little bit ago. Once we find out whether law is on the up and up, if he's going to follow the letter of the law, the next thing that we have to do is we have to take the criminal referral cases into court. And folks, when they get into the court, we're going to find out then, and they're going to come in a couple of different venues, and they're going to try to find a judge, a court, that will slam the case shut. Now, one of the reasons it's low-level players them in prison because for a few years you can't have any of that stuff. The risk of it getting out. So just know that we will bring her and Bill and Obama to justice. Now, in this Sumner case, we're just now finding out, we're finding out that they got in touch with Michelle Obama. And Michelle Obama called the prosecutor, that Fox woman, and somehow made a deal. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you, it wasn't Michelle Obama that pulled the strings to get this crazy deal with that Jesse Solomon. It wasn't Michelle. It was Brock that made the deal. And it was the man himself. These people are absolutely from top to bottom corrupt. The system from top to bottom is absolutely stacked against us. And we've got a window. We have a window right now where we can make a difference, where we can change it, where we can beat it. I want to tell y'all, I promise you, the plan that I have, if we can just get enough people to join the army, the plan I have, I promise you, will work. And it'll save us. And it'll get the people that need to be prosecuted. And it will stop once and for all threat of socialism in America. It will. Now remember, I said I promise. I did not say, I can't say I guarantee it. I can't guarantee it because I don't know if we've got the people. I don't know if we'll get the people. I don't know if we'll get enough people interested to help. But just like now, how many of you, has anybody called in other than Sandy and the first person that called in?
No, sir.
See? Yeah, I have any idea what that feels like to me. I'm doing everything I can to get in a situation where I can talk to you, where we can talk. I'm not hiding. I'm right here. You can come on this line and you can ask me. Or you can come on and say whatever.
Okay, I've got two questions here. What about the death penalty for treason, and why not? Of course, we've asked this question and answered it every week after week. Why not military tribunals?
Military tribunals, I've said it before, I'll say it again. We are dealing with civil law. These are the laws that have been broken civilly. You're not going to have military tribunals. If you have military tribunals, then they'll have to have been enacted martial law. And if we enact martial law, then folks have already done away with the Constitution. What are we fighting for? We're fighting to save the Constitution. We're fighting to protect it. And if we go into martial law means you stand down with the Constitution. And basically, we're in a dictatorial form of government. That's not what we want. Now, it is frustrating, the legal system, the civil court system, because it is so stacked and rigged. But we're going to get through that. You must have faith. We are going to get through it. There are some people, brilliant legal minds, brilliant criminal legal minds that are working on this. Now, at least there at least now is a group that's working on it that can help get this job done on the legal side. Our job is to run interference. Our job, yours and mine, we have got to take care of the election. They will tend to the criminal and the legal stuff. We got to take care of the election. That's our role in this.
Okay, I'm going to jump in.
What they're going to do.
I'm going to jump in here for a second with two things. One, I'm answering somebody named Nat on how did Larry get out of Arkansas. If you will read the last couple pages of chapter 4 of 28 Years to Nowhere, that question is answered. So I'm not going to answer it here. We have announced that on Wednesday night we are doing a book club on 28 Years to Nowhere, and that was the chapter I announced all week that we were going to be discussing last night. So we discussed it, and you had a chance to join, and I am just going to pass on that, and you can call us directly or get on the conference call, and we'll answer it if you get on the conference call.
Well, I'll say this to that question. It wasn't easy dodging market sides. It wasn't easy. And it wasn't like they didn't try. This is the real deal, folks. This is the real thing. And I think maybe that's where I have failed y'all. I think maybe it seems like a TV series or a movie that we're going through. It's not. This is real life. It is. And I'm not smarter than any one of you. I'm probably dumber than most. But I lived inside this system for years and years and years. I know how it works. Last night, I don't remember who it was I saw. One of the, I guess it was either Tucker or Hannity or that Ingram person, one of them. They were talking about how the beach state had worked, Soros and them had worked. And guess what they were talking about? They were talking about how they had come in and they had taken over and gotten elected or gotten appointed all these prosecutors. And since they appointed all the prosecutors are who you got to go to get a case for. We've been talking about that for a long time. That's exactly what I've told you. That's exactly what I've said they've done. That's exactly the problem. Remember when I told you don't think I did? Remember this. Remember when I told you one of the first things Bill Clinton did when he was elected president? What did he do? He fired every federal prosecutor in the country. 111 of them. Maybe not everyone, but he fired 111 of them. Why? So he had to put in their hand-picked prosecutors. And that cut me off. Or anybody else, if you had something that you were going to go to charge Clinton with, either one of them, you had to find a federal prosecutor that would take the case. Yep. And they had blocked it. And that's what they're doing now. Same thing. Any other questions? Anybody else with a question?
Well, we know back in the 50s, you know, there were people who had passed secrets to the Russians who were executed, husband and wife both. And we know that Hillary not only gave secrets, but, you know, or helped to orchestrate Uranium One and did a whole bunch of other things that seem a whole lot worse than what they got executed for. So, you know, it's no wonder people say, why?
There's a difference in time. Today, if we were in the situation of World War II towards the end, where we had a choice of using the atomic bomb and ending the war and killing, you know, massive number of people, or invading Japan, which would have cost millions of American lives. Today, there is no way you'd be able to use the atomic bomb. You wouldn't be able to. Yeah. Not today. Not in today's America. So I have little faith today that we'll get to a position to where the people committing treason today, if we can get them exposed and get them prosecuted, I don't see execution in the forecast. I just don't.
I don't either, Larry, and I think justice will not be done in this turnover with the Democrats. You know, there was no collusion and all this stuff. I personally, and I hate to be a bearer of bad tidings, but I don't see justice being there because it's all about money and power. That's my opinion.
Well, it is. You're exactly 100% right now. Sandy, you're 100% right now. That's our job. That's our and never socialism. If we're successful at tagging every Democrat that's running with the fact, with the label, with the brand, if you vote for that Democrat, you're voting for a socialist. It doesn't matter who the candidate is. It does not matter the name of the candidate. And it doesn't matter the amount of money they got. If you vote for a Democrat, you're voting for socialism in this election, 2020. And I'll tell you something else, folks. If you stay at home and get discouraged and don't even want to mess with it because it seems undoable, it seems like you can't win, you voted for socialism. You understand me? You voted for socialism. Remember, omission is a sin. The reason it's a sin is because omission doesn't mean you're doing nothing. It means you are doing something. It's just the wrong thing. The wrong thing.
Thank you, Larry.
Now, guys, I have asked Mary Ellen to do something. I'm fixing to get off the line. Mary Ellen, how many people have we got in the chat room?
28.
Well, I take it back. I was going to get off the line. And I asked Mary Ellen, because I was afraid y'all wouldn't listen to me. I want to know why we're not getting support. Yesterday, I asked for help. 3 people helped. 3. And I love those people. Thank you so much. 3. 3 people helped. Yesterday. I accept it's got to be me. It's got to be something wrong with me. But
Larry, look, I'm your brother. It's not you. It's just the people are just so hesitant. I think it's in fear, probably more than anything. I'm going to give the credit to the American people, but it's not you, Larry. It's not you, and I want you to get over that, please.
well,
It's not you, but you're telling me.
well, listen, guys, to all of you, I understand. Lord, nobody has less money than me. Nobody. I don't think. Maybe there are some, but I feel sorrier for them than you can imagine. I understand how tight things are. But we've got to get all in. And I ask you, part of the reason I keep getting up y'all to send just $1. You can't do anything else, just send $1. Please send $1. Because then at least you've got skin in the game. At least you're in. And at least then I get one thing. I ask for one thing and one thing only. Support the cause. Support the cause. Support the fight. And you've heard me tell you over and over again, if there's somebody else that has a plan, I don't mean just reading you the news from everybody else. I'm talking about a plan to stop this mess. And if you want to support them, great. That's fine. That's good. Give it to them. But you gotta do something with somebody. Something with somebody. Otherwise, you're just a spectator. And we don't need spectators now. We've got enough people sitting on the sidelines and watching and doing nothing. We're to the point where something's got to go. Something's got to happen. That's right. I need you. I need you.
And Larry needs you. We all need to step up and fight for our country, our freedom. And I don't know what it's going to take. Is it going to take somebody on your doorstep pounding on the door in the middle of the night to confiscate whatever, or the thought police? What is it going to take? But
Sandy,
it's coming.
Sandy, I can tell you the answer to that, folks. When it gets to them knocking on your door to take your guns or whatever thinks there's a little saying in politics. I'm with the world, but it's saying people don't get involved until it hits their wallet. When it hits their pocket, then they get involved.
Well, they family or their household.
Well, when it gets that far, it's too late. It's too late.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else got a question?
Hang on a second, my phone just, here we go. We love you, Larry. You're a miracle. You survived the Clintons. I'm 66 and working full-time trying to survive. My son supports me or I'd be homeless. When are you going to, well, they're wanting you on with the Q Patriot Soapbox. He hasn't been invited to the Soapbox, so if somebody wants him on, he'd certainly be willing to talk to the people there. But somebody needs to arrange it.
What is the Q Soapbox?
The Patriot Soapbox, that's something we've been hearing about for a couple of years. It's a group of people who get together and online chat with one another, and they will have somebody do like we're doing with a YouTube Live to talk to folks, and they can interact somehow like this. So here's somebody who works the switchboard. Okay, here's hang on, Sandy. Here's somebody who works here's somebody who works the switchboard at the White House and codes Trump's bail. He's in the fight and won't be able to help until the 1st, but will then. That's Tuesday. So thank you for that.
Now, did I understand correctly? This person works at the switchboard at the White House.
That's what it says here.
Wow.
So thank you for your service, sir.
Welcome. Yeah, well, awesome. I want to pay tribute to a gentleman I met yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He was calling to he had ordered a t-shirt. And I had the honor of talking to him. His name's Peter. I won't embarrass you any further than that. Folks, here was a young man, served our country. He's a disabled veteran. And here he am. For somebody like me, it makes it all worthwhile. All worthwhile. Peter, we thank you for your service. I honor you for your service. But he hadn't quit fighting still. He's disabled. But I told him yesterday, you're more valuable today than when you were active. Because he is. He's good on the internet. And he's working. That's what we need. That's what we need. More Peters, more Sandys.
And he's paralyzed, but he's paralyzed, but he's on the internet anyway, and he's working. So he's not letting his disability get in his way of doing what needs to be done. So there's no.
Because he treasures this country. He treasures this country, as I do, and as we do here.
Yep.
But back to the issue, and thank you to the person that when they get paid. I'm just asking, please. In worst case, there should be 20 or 30 people send $1 today. 20 or 30 people, not 3. 2,000 people will hear this program. A couple thousand people will hear this program. But 3 will respond. This has got to stop. That has an impact on me. Man, tell me about what it does to me. You know me. You see me every day. You see me, but
I do talk to you, even if it's only for 10 seconds. Yes, I do talk to you every day, even if it's only for 10 seconds. He gets, some people stay in the fight no matter what, and Larry stays in the fight no matter what. But I'll tell you, the discouragement and the energy it takes to stay in the fight when you're discouraged is unnecessary. For this man who is fighting as hard as he is, as long as he has, to have to go through that level of discouragement is just wrong. And even if you can't, I would suggest people, if all you can do is stick a quarter in an envelope and mail it to him, his mailing address is on the website. Our conference call that we normally have every day is started 2 minutes ago. Right now we're still on YouTube. I'm waiting for other people to join the conference call. If you want to join the conference call, I can give you other ways to donate. If you don't do PayPal, his account is nicholslive@aol.com. And if you come on the conference call, I can tell you other things that you can do. But with his address there, you know, for crying out loud, write a short note, stick a quarter in there, and just say, Larry, I can't do more, but this is what I am doing. And tell him what you're doing.
Yeah, folks, we're out of time. I just want you to know, Mary Ellen unfortunately has to see me at the end of the day or talk to me at the end of the day. And every day I get up with the greatest hopes that today we're going to have people in the army. It's going to get activated. It's going to get motivated. At the end of the day, I'm just beat down. And I'm not made of stone. I'm not. Things affect me just like they do you. You can help me a great deal. You can help me. Just be with us. Don't be here for the ride. Be here to help us win. And with that, folks, Mary Ellen, if you don't have anything else, I know we're late for you to get to the other thing.
No, we're already at we're on the conference call right now. I'm just waiting for some other people to join us on it. But we're just fine. So thank you, Larry, for being here. Thank you for all you do. And thanks, folks that are in the chat and for your comments. If you enjoy...
Before I go, let me ask this before I go, then I've got to go. My voice is shot. I would like to see, just today, please, 28 people help. 28 people. I'd like to hear the PayPal thing, 28 times. That would be the greatest thing on earth. Folks, I'm out of here, Sandy. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you. You're welcome. Good day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, hang on. Stop.